What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about how I just about got scammed out of $55,000 and maybe how you can avoid it in the future. Okay, so first with the story. I am in the process of closing on my first real estate investment property. In fact, that just happened last Friday. And on Thursday, I wire transferred $55,000 to a complete scammer. So here's what happened. I received an email Thursday morning from someone that looked exactly like my title agent. It had her name in the from line. It had my realtor's name in the CC line. It used the same font. It had the same email structure. It even said protected by Zix, which is the company that they use to protect their emails. It had the same information down in the footer. It had her license number. It had everything. And it said, because of COVID, we need you to go ahead and wire transfer the money so that we are prepared to close tomorrow. That makes quite a bit of sense. Cool. I email back and I say, awesome, I haven't had the final cash to close number yet. Could you send that over to me? So they send over a number, about $55,000, $55,089 and something like that. It was the exact number I was expecting based on previous, prior to final cash to close numbers I've seen. So I'm like, that looks great. Send me over the wire information. Get the wire information. Looks mostly legit. It's got, the national title company that I'm using up at the top. It's got US bank information in it. Seems legit. I'm also very excited to close on my house, so I'm not even digging into too much of it too much. So I go ahead and submit the wire transfer. This is about 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. Then I get a call a couple hours later from my title agent, my actual title agent. To arrange the mobile notary that I needed so that I could close without actually being at the property. So she calls, she organizes that, and at the very end of the call, she says something that scares me to death. She says, and I'll shoot over an email in a little bit with the wire information. Once we get the final cash to close, you can wire the money. And I just say to her, didn't you already send that? And she said no. She's like, maybe someone from my office sent it. She rattled off a couple of names, and I remember distinctly seeing her name on that email. So I'm like, hold on a second. Let me pull up this email. I pull up the email, and I look at the from email address, not the name. And it's from someone like titleescrowagent@gmail.com. So I quickly ask her, what email would this be coming from? Knowing that would not be the answer. And I tell her, I'm going to forward you this email because someone is clearly impersonating you and I need to call my bank right away to try and cancel this wire transfer. So luckily, the wire transfer had not been processed yet. Ally Bank, thank you so much for answering your phones quickly and helping me out because I would have lost $55,000 if you didn't answer your phones or took too long to do so. So thank you for that. I did get it canceled. I got closed on the property the next day for $54,000 once we got the final cash to close number. And let me tell you everything that you need to know when you're looking at these emails, because I know I've bought properties before. They always say beware of wire fraud. I always think it's just going to look like another phishing scam. It's going to be pretty obvious, right? It's going to not look exactly right. It's not going to have your exact information, but this was terrifyingly accurate. And it was terrifyingly easy to transfer that money to someone completely fake. So here's all the things that I noticed after knowing it was a scam that I should have seen. So the first thing that you should look at is the actual email address it's from. It's very easy to fake the name that you're sending as. You can put any name you want in front of your email address and it will show up in the client. So I could send you an email saying I'm President Donald Trump and it would say that, and none of the email clients would warn you about it, which I think is kind of weird, but you can. So look at the actual email address it's from. Sometimes it's not very obvious, but always you can see the email header is what it's called. In Gmail, there's a drop down, or you can click a more info button, and other programs it will be there. Google it. It's very important to know how to find this information. Do the same thing for any CC emails you see on there. I mentioned that the name of my realtor was on there. When I looked at that email address as well, it was realestateagent@gmail.com, which is obviously not my realtor's email address. Okay, cool. Number 2, the thing you should look for is any broken links or images in any of the signature. So she has a signature that has multiple images, and I recall one of them at least being broken. That should be one sign. Another sign is just people giving you a reason to accelerate the speed of something. This COVID-19 thing, while it made complete sense of why we needed to get it done now, I knew in the back of my mind we hadn't received a final cash to close number yet. I hadn't seen that number, and I probably should have investigated further. Lastly, when you're sending a wire transfer, call the person to verify the information. If I would have just simply called my title agent to verify their account number and routing number, she would have said, we haven't sent that, and that is not the right information. And I would have easily avoided all of the stress in my stomach because I thought I was going to lose $55,000. So always verify the information when you're doing big financial transfers, especially a wire transfer, because once that wire transfer goes through, that bank cannot do anything to get that money back. That money would have been gone. When you are doing a wire transfer, investigate the account number, the owner, and the routing number, because this was going to the U.S. Bank of Philadelphia. The address on it was actually a Mississippi address. The same thing for the owner. All of those things were a little bit strange. I justified it as it's a big title agency. That could be just normal. The other thing I should have done is I have wired them money before for my earnest deposit. I should have compared that information against the information from the first one, because the pages for the actual wire information are entirely different, which makes a lot of sense because when they send you the information for the wire transfer, they password protect it. So these people getting access to the email that are trying to scam you out, they don't even know what they look like. So of course they couldn't replicate that. So those are all the things that you should be doing before doing a wire transfer. And those are the things I should have done to try and protect my money. Thank goodness everything worked out in this situation, and I hope this video can help you to avoid being scammed in the future. Thanks for listening. As always, hit that like button if this was useful, and subscribe, hit the bell. I just said like twice, but do all those things. It really does mean a lot. I'm trying to release these videos every week, and I've been really enjoying it, and I hope you have too. I will see you guys next week. Peace.